What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Teej pack. Teej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Teej Haney is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teej Haney get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Teej Haney is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Teej Haney is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Teej pack. Feel the Teej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tapping in on this 4th of July. I know they say that they want to rock out with Juneteenth. I prefer July 4th. You know what I'm saying? Robert Platinum, don't you sit here trying to insult us talking about, can I put that Teej Haney on layaway? Boy, if you're not a part of the bag chasers, man, you're going to have a problem. What up, though? It's July 4th, 2023, year of our Lord, and I am with you on this phenomenal Tuesday, which most of you guys are out here laying in bed, having a good time. Some of you caught a couple fireworks last night. I see what's happening out here in these streets. What's up? What up to all of my friends and family out there? I appreciate you for tapping in. You ain't got nothing better to do but to get this work right now. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and give a shout out to the sponsor of the show, Teej Haney. I am familiar, Kojo. I am familiar. We're going to get to it. Teej Haney, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. If you are not a part of the Teej family, I encourage you to do so. It is a phenomenal product, and I would never, ever advocate for you guys to get into something that I don't personally embrace myself. That's number one. Number two, I know we had a significant amount of people that signed up for the bag chasers yesterday. Link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. You know where it is. But I suspect that there's a large portion of you that have neglected to do the thing that's in your own best interest. Let me give you a little bit of insight. The best days to sign up for the Patreon, in which you guys convinced me to leave the price where it is. The best day for you to sign up for the Patreon is the first days of the month, okay? So if you are not a bag chaser, if you're not signed up for the Patreon, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Please don't call me talking about I want a coaching call when half of the stuff that I'm going to be discussing on that call is already a part of the Patreon. Okay? All right. So I love you. I appreciate you. Do the thing that's in your own best interest. Also, if nobody told you happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, let me be the first to do so. I love you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Let me get to the first super chat of the day. Let me acknowledge Mike, that dude with the 10 ball. I appreciate you for holding us down on Cash App. Also, I want to give an acknowledgement to Dwight Brooks. Shout out to Dwight Brooks for holding us down, and I appreciate you also. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you, Dwight. Great, great, great. In addition to that, it's an opportunity for you guys to get ahead. So stop running in the Victim Olympics. Let's get into the show. Because I got some things I want to cook up on. I don't even know where to start. We got Fort Worth, Texas. We got Philadelphia. I told y'all yesterday that the top 3 cities, quite possibly, that is the worst ran, was maybe Baltimore, Chicago, maybe Philly. I don't know. Baltimore, Chicago, and Philly. 3 cities that you're going to have to pull me down the yellow brick road to get me to step up and do a meetup in those cities, because I don't want no problems. No problems. Oh, we got a full show for you today. This is not a half a show. This is a whole show. We're going to address divorce. We're going to talk about Philadelphia. We're also going to talk about Devin Haney. Oh, yes. Devin. I almost left him alone, but I see that little shot he threw, so we're going to go ahead and have a conversation about it. We're going to talk about Devin Haney. You guys brought it to my attention, so this is your fault. We're going to talk about college. I might even get into women that's going into trucking. I'm going to have a whole conversation, all right? But let me start off with Philly. So apparently they found up to 7 people that has been shot. 4 to 5 of them is pronounced deceased. And in Fort Worth, Texas, they had some spraying on the streets also. What the hell is happening in this country, man? What's going on? I know from time to time we get that guy, the pale face that goes up in the church and all of that, or that goes into schools, and we mourn for that, and we pray against it, and we advocate against it, and then it sparks debate. But this type of stuff that we see happening in the neighborhoods that you guys celebrate, frequent, and have grew up in the most, this happens every single day. Every day. Don't matter if the day before the 4th of July, if it's the week before, if it's Juneteenth, if it's Independence Day, Christmas. Niggas don't take a day off. That's why I'm in the office right now. Because the more that I work, the less trouble I can possibly get into. The more that I work, the less possible trouble that I can get into. I almost worked from home because I was like, you know what? It's just safer here. I sat on my balcony last night and we were overlooking the water and I was looking at the fireworks and stuff like that. And I said, it's safer here. It's safer here just sitting on the balcony, watching my daughter pack up so that she can go over there and, catch her flight this morning. Shout out to Leslie. I know you listening to the show tonight. And so my daughter is catching her flight to go into her next Taekwondo competition. Rita's over there typing furiously. Why? How do I know? Because I can hear her nails. Right after she dropped my daughter off at the airport, she came down here to the office and she brought breakfast. I said, this is peace. This is peace. Boring is peaceful. Working is peaceful. You make money, you stay out of trouble, you don't get caught up in this nigga shit, and I'm going to stop cussing. I'm telling you, I'm working on it. I got some vices in my life. I was sitting here complaining this morning. I said, I got to make some changes. It's about 3 things that I need to change in my life in order to get to that next level. I'm working on them. God ain't done with me yet, but we going to get there. But Philadelphia. So shout out to Philadelphia. Let me bring you guys up to speed on what's happening in Fort Worth, Texas, and Philadelphia. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Also, in addition to that, make sure that you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get into the show, y'all.
This morning, yet another community in America reeling from a mass shooting after a gunman opened fire in Philadelphia, shooting 7 people, killing 5, and injuring 2 children.
All right, all units use caution. We got somebody with a long gun.
Police say the suspect was armed with an AR-15 style rifle and a handgun, carrying a police scanner and wearing a bulletproof vest. The suspect still firing as police were at the scene.
As they were scooping up the victims and preparing them for transport to the hospital, they also heard multiple gunshots up the street.
Officers chasing down the suspect, finally cornering him in an alley.
He was taken into custody without further incident.
Investigators say they currently do not have a motive in the shootings and do not know if the suspect is connected to any of the victims. Police also taking a second person into custody.
We have another person that we believe acquired a gun somehow, don't know how, and picked up the gun and returned fire in the direction of the shooter that we have in custody.
This incident comes just one day after 2 other mass shootings. In Baltimore, where a community block party descended into chaos as gunfire erupted, killing 2 and injuring more than 24 others. And in Wichita, Kansas, 9 people shot and wounded at a nightclub.
Now, how much do y'all want to bet that City Nights right here? Because the first thing that I asked myself when y'all were sending this to me last night and this morning, the first thing that I asked myself is, why are they neglecting to tell us the description of the possible suspect that executed and did whatever it is that he did egregiously over in Philadelphia? Why are they neglecting? Because I have a strong suspicion that this person could possibly be a black man. 40-year-old black man. 1 year younger than me, black man. Everything that you see coming out on the news, Baltimore, Wichita, Kansas, over there at City Nights. Y'all think he white? Do y'all think he white? Somebody send me some proof. Somebody send me some proof. Somebody let me know whether or not this person is a white man or a black man. I got my money on it being a black man. I have my money. If I have to bet, I'm going to bet that it is a black man. In Philly, it could be a white man. But think about this for a second, though. Have we become so politically correct? We got several different issues here. Have we become so politically correct to where we can't even truly identify who the person is because we don't want to upset the Twitter police? I want to know who these people are. I want to know. You know why? Because I want to be able to profile. I want to be able to stereotype. I want to be able to profile, and I want to be. They say, Anton, you shouldn't stereotype. That's exactly what the FBI do. How do I know? Because I watched the Mine Hunters, and I seen how they came up with the FBI profiling division so they can go over there and catch serial killers and all of these other, the worst of the people that's in the world. How can it be offensive when the FBI uses it to catch the most egregious people? They put together a profile based off of the behaviors that they see that's common amongst people that execute and do these horrible things. So why are we not profiling some of the people that's in the hood? Why are we not profiling these shooters? Why are we not profiling these people so that we can have proactive and preventative measures, not only for ourselves, but to be able to catch them ahead of time? The FBI put together profiles, so now I'm supposed not to be able to say you black because you like chicken, watermelon, and you wear your hair to the side, you got a blonde wig, and then you got a tattoo on your neck that say Ray Ray. If it's good enough for the federal government to do it, it's good enough for me. Why? I searched high and I searched low. I searched far and I searched wide to try to understand who these people are. Because you know what they're going to do. They're going to release the possible vision or the arrest record of the suspect way when the story died down, because y'all don't want to sit here and say it was a white man or it was a black man. I need to know who is in the middle of doing this stuff. See, I could put together my context clues right here and I could say, oh, City Nights, oh, that's a black man. Whoever was in Wichita, Kansas, whoever is in Wichita, Kansas, doing whatever it is that they doing, and City Nights, that's a black man. In Baltimore, at a house party and a block party at 12:30 a.m., oh yeah, that's a black man right there. That's a black man right there. In a church, it's probably a white man. If it's near a holiday, it's probably a black man. You know why? If it goes from cold to hot, if the weather change, it's a black man. This is my profiling. This is my FBI profiling investigation. I'm going to send it over to the Federal Bureaus of Investigators later. If the weather change from 45 somewhere to 70, 78, 79 degrees, if it get too warm outside, I know it's going to be a whole bunch of niggas out there. And it's going to get ugly. Oh, yeah, I profile.
Back in Philadelphia, the mayor saying he's horrified by the shootings, writing, "My heart is with the loved ones and families of everyone involved, and I send my prayers to the victims."
Yeah, and police say this crime scene is massive. Authorities will be back out there this morning canvassing. Police have yet to release the names of those two suspects that were apprehended. And again, still no word on a motive this morning. Craig?
I'm going to go over to the commissioner, who happens to be a black woman, and we want to see what the black woman has to say as far as the commissioner. Thank you, Persevere Data TV. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. Let's switch over to the commissioner of Philadelphia so that she can give us a more accurate picture of what was going on out here in these streets.
So at about 8:29 tonight, officers were flagged down in the area behind me at about 56 and Chester Street. We also received multiple calls about gunfire in the area. When officers responded, they did identify and find some gunshot victims. As they were scooping up the victims and preparing them for transport to the hospital, they also heard multiple gunshots up the street at 56 and Concessing Avenue, where multiple casings were found by us after the fact. While on Concessing, they heard additional gunshots, multiple gunshots, in the area of 1800 block of Frazier. At some point, They locate the suspect, and they were able to pursue this male who was on foot. The officers were on foot as well. And
don't just say male. I want to know if it's a black male, a white male, a Hispanic, an immigrant. I want to know who this guy is. I want to know if it's a man, a woman, a he, she, a lady boy. I want to know your sexual preference. I want to know whether you're married. I want to know whether you're tall, short. I want to know how old you are. I want to know everything. Please just don't hit me with the ooh-op shebang and just say it's a male, because we're not going to be acknowledging your pronouns. We don't want to know if you identify as she, shim, zer, zer. I want to get right to it. Who was it? Why was he there? And what kind of gold teeth did he have in his mouth? Or did he have all of his teeth? Because if you didn't have all of your teeth, it's a strong possibility you're a meth head. I want to know everything. Shout out to Jay Claudio. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly.
they followed or pursued this male from Concessing along Frazier Street to Springfield while the male was shooting. Our officers were able to apprehend the male in the rear alley of 1600 Frazier Street. And when they did, this male was wearing a bulletproof vest with multiple magazines in the vest. He also had a scanner and an AR-style rifle and a handgun underneath his body. He was taken into custody.
Yep, that was a white man. That's a white man all day. The context clues, she just told me that was a white man without it being a white man. Because if it's a black man, first of all, I know that you're not going to be strategic military style. You're not doing that. You're not doing. You probably, if it's a black man, you're going to hold your one to the side. You're not going to put it to the front. You're going to put it to the side. You're going to hit 87 people. And all of them going to be hit in all different places from the ranges of 2 to 70. That's the last time that was happening over there in Chicago. They went from 2 to 70. This man, the chat is saying it. The chat said, listen, this man is coming too prepared. He had a 50-cent bulletproof vest from Get Rich or Die Trying in there. He had extra magazines. He had a handgun, and he had an AR Star. No, that's a white man. That is all Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've been looking at too many Reddit forums on the dark net, doing things I ain't supposed to do. My girlfriend left me. I ain't been getting no pussy. The family court is against me. Somebody called me a wigger in an Instagram comment, and I got pissed off, and so I prepared myself, and I went to Walmart and got all of my artillery suppliers, and then I also got my police scanner. This man walking around with a police scanner and a vest and 2 heaters? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a white man. That is a white man. Listen, white people prepare. I know we all in the same boat as far as being human beings. I know we all like to have our pronouns. But the reality is that white people prepare, even when doing crime, much more effectively than black people. That's for sure. That's a fact. Yeah, the DC guy, that was a long time ago. And the DC guy, he looked like he went to white schools. The DC sniper, he looked like he went to white schools. Like, he wasn't like black. He wasn't like, give us free black. He was like, hey guys, you want to go play pickleball black? It's a difference in blacks. Listen, don't tell me not to stereotype. I like to pay attention to what's happening out here in these streets. The DC guy was not give us free. Shout out to J Dubs. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly. He wasn't give us free black. He was Carlton black. It's a difference. Okay? It's a difference. That's just a fact. But let me finish. Go ahead and let her finish saying what she got to say so she could discuss it.
Without further incident. What we know right now is that there are 6 shooting victims, 4 of which are deceased. 2 that are stable are juveniles, a 2-year-old and a 13-year-old.
The 2 that did not pass away. The 2 that did not pass away was 2 years old, a 2-year-old that has been hit. This world is demonic. It is absolutely demonic. In every way, shape, or form. A 2-year-old? A 2-year-old. Demons are running around on this earth, and y'all don't want to acknowledge them. Demons are running around on this earth, and y'all acting like it's not a thing. No, we're not going to act like it didn't happen. We're not going to act like we don't see it. We're not going to act like it's not readily available for us to be able to identify it. Demons are running around on this earth. A 2-year-old, fam. Listen, it's a lot of things that I talk about. It's a lot of things that I go in about. It's a lot of things that I hold people accountable for. Come on, man. I just undid Connie, Rita. Connie, you good if you watching right now. Let me rewind that for the 2 ages.
A 2-year-old and a 13-year-old.
A 2-year-old and a 13-year-old. You got to be a sick person. You have to be one of the sickest people in the world to go and hit up a 2-year-old and a 13-year-old. You are purely evil and demonic. and I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. Let's continue.
The 4 deceased victims, their ages range from 20 to
20?
59. One victim, we don't know who they are yet. We don't know how old they are, but they could be between the ages of 16 and 21. All of our
Between 20 and 59, and then another victim, they don't know how old they are, but they could be between the ages of 16 and 20. And then they found another person at the end of it. This is crazy. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Listen, and you know what the worst part about this conversation is? Let me let her finish, and then I'm going to break this down even more.
Our shooting victims are male.
Let me go over to Fort Worth, Texas really quickly, and let's get the full story for that, because I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break this thing all the way down for you.
Natalie Haddad is standing by from the hospital where victims were taken. First, though, let's go live to Megan Mitchell, live at the police department. Megan, you were at the scene earlier. What can you tell us?
Yeah, we just have new updated numbers in
Reading
for
super
you.
chat
Good morning
shortly.
to you. So 8, now we know it was originally 8. 11 people have been shot in this neighborhood of Como here in Fort Worth. We now know that 3 people have died from their injuries, and it was a chaotic scene. Even when we were there 30 minutes ago, I mean, we could still hear those firecrackers going off, what sounded like gunshots or firecrackers. We couldn't even make it out at that point, but police were starting to take that crime scene tape down. At this hour, we know a number of things. As I mentioned, those updated numbers, but we also are aware of how this started. So that gunfire erupted just before midnight after what was supposed to be a celebration. Now, in the Como neighborhood, they have their...
Oh, I see the Charger Challenger over there. I see the lime green Charger over there. I see the Charger Challenger. I'm using my context clues right now. Late at night, past 12 o'clock at night, people out there partying. This is called, every day we're going to have a segment called the stereotype game. Profiling and stereotyping.
annual party on July 3rd.
I'm going to present y'all with a crime that happened the night before, and then y'all going to tell me who it is that did it. Woman, man, tall, short, older, younger, black, white, Asian, whoever. We going to do a crime that happened, and then I want y'all to tell me who's the culprit, who's responsible for it.
3rd. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion. It's a long-standing tradition in this historic
Look at it. Hey, they zoomed in. They zoomed in. Oh, no, that's a 300. That's a Chrysler 300. That is a 300. That is a Chrysler 300. I'm looking right at it. That is a Chrysler 300 all day long. I know my cars. I can spot them. As soon as they zoomed in, I started putting on my glasses a little closer to my nose. That's all day a Chrysler 300. All day long. Not a Charger, not a Challenger, not a Hellcat. That's a 300, baby.
Fireworks were lighting up the night sky, and people were gathered for a barbecue. That quickly turned into panic as gunfire erupted.
And it was at a barbecue at past 12 o'clock at night. Rita, what color you think that these people are? You think they black? No, don't. No, you was saying it when you thought it was a white man. You was saying it with the chest. Now when it's black, it's black. They black for sure? Say it with your chest then.
It was just a terrifying moment for folks as those shots rang out. People scrambled to safety, trying to get away. This situation became even more chaotic as medical professionals from MedStar were unable to even access the scene because of those crowds. Police had to then load up victims into their squad cars and get them away from the scene so that they could get those victims into an ambulance. Police say it was just chaotic.
A lot of vehicle traffic, a lot of foot traffic. As you can tell, still fireworks were being shot off. Lots of people just trying to flee the area from the multiple.
They still shooting fireworks. They ain't even tripping about what just happened over there on the block next door. Yeah, these is them people, them folks.
Gunshots, so it was difficult for them to navigate quickly into the area.
Now, that motive is unknown right now. We're also not sure how many people are suspects in this case, if there were people perhaps firing at each other. Of course,
Hey, P, I'm reading
that's
that
all
shortly.
stuff that we're working to find out from Fort Worth police. What we do know, as I mentioned right now, is that 11 people were shot in the Como neighborhood overnight. 3 people have died. Of course, we'll keep you updated from our end when we get more information. But
Tell us
we also
all the
know that there were
details.
8 victims that were taken to the hospital. Let's go now to our reporter, Natalie Haddad, who's at JPS. Natalie, what have you seen?
I want to know the details. I want to know who the people are, what they look like, who was arrested.
We do not know how many of the overnight shooting victims have come here to JPS Hospital. We do not know their conditions, and we do not know if any of the victims brought here are among the 3 who died in those overnight shootings. Now, the scene here has significantly quieted down. Police are still here, but the crowd of people that were seemingly waiting for updates in the parking lot, and there was many, finally left after several hours. Now, during those several hours, even while we were here, we got here around 3 a.m., we heard several rounds of rapid gunfire in the neighborhood this hospital is in. We were hoping it was fireworks, but Fort Worth PD did respond to a gunfire call nearby. The people here that were waiting in the parking lot were certainly aware of it, but still they stayed. Now, for many hours this morning, the scene was quite active. There were significantly more police. Cars were steadily coming in and out of the parking lot. There is still crime scene tape here on the property right outside the emergency
Oh,
room.
yeah. Look at them. Yep. Going in to see their peoples. Listen, Rita. Solved. Solved right now. Solved. They going in to see their peoples. This is a solved stereotype profile. Yes, we know what was happening. I could tell you the motive. I could tell you that somebody got into it with somebody, probably over a chick, or it was a dice game that went left, and then homie just got mad and said, man, I'll run this whole thing up. And instead of humbling himself, he didn't want to look like no bitch. And so as a result, he had to let loose and let everybody have it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is it. I see it.
Doors. There is a car that is that investigators were taking pictures of.
Another 300. Look at them people. Look at them. Does it fit the description or does it fit the description? She got her hand all in her panties in the back and everything. She's scratching, itching and scratching and scratching and itching. Got that that Nelly Saint Lunatics white tee on, the ones where the sleeves come all the way past your elbows, and it's and the bottom all the way come all the way down to your knees, unfitted. He got listen. This is profiling at its finest. The young boy got dreads. The other woman got that white tee. In my white tee, huh? In my white tee. Yeah, this is absolutely fitting the description.
Crime scene tape surrounded in, and as law enforcement came in and out of the emergency room, we
taking
saw
pictures
them
of
look
the
into
trunk.
Other cars.
Look at all of the oh, wait a minute. Got the classic. Probably just got off a flight straight from Miami. Got the blue braids. Yeah.
And 2 other cars parked in the parking lot. Now, again, we don't know how many
shutting down the parking lot.
Shooting victims are here at JPS Hospital. We do not know.
Yo, listen. All jokes aside, you know what the difference is? You know what the worst part about this whole conversation is, honestly, once we put all of the jokes aside? In the black community versus the white community, the biggest difference is not the type of crime. It's not that it should be classified any differently from a mass shooting or anything like that. You know what the biggest difference is? Most of the time when it happened in the black community, everybody already know who did it. Everybody but the police already know who did it. That's the only difference. We know who the killers are. Some of y'all are friends with dudes that you know is out here committing crimes and you still hanging around him waiting to get caught up with him. You probably gave him a ride to the store and he probably rode dirty in your car on a ride to the store. You probably dropped him off. We know. And listen, in the black community, the one thing I know, before I move over into the next story, is that we all know who the demons are that's around us. I'm going to take it a step further. It's over 1,000 people watching this show right now, right? All of y'all from a different part of the country in a different household on your mobile device. I got some truckers that's riding right now. I got some people that just woke up. They off of work. I got some people that is off of, they off of school for summer vacation. Some people just, they friends suggested it over to them. BC, I'm reading Super Chat shortly. And you know what the worst part about this whole conversation is? 98% of the crime in our communities, as far as black culture, could be rooted out if y'all just been honest about who it is that you're aligning yourself with and who is in your family. You know who the pedos are. You know who filling on the little girls in y'all family. Y'all protecting them. What happens in this house stays in this house. You know who the dudes are that's selling drugs in your communities. You know who the shooters are. You know who the killers are. You know who the gang members are. You know who the women for the streets are. The thing about us is that we have zero bones about putting on Front Street about what it is that we about. If you getting money, they gonna know you getting money. If you a shooter, they gonna know you shooting. If you doing credit card scams and PPP loans, everybody know who got the PPP loan in the crib, in the hood. The barbershop know, your mama know, your daddy know, your sister know, the homies know, Instagram know. Everybody knows who's doing what. It is no secret. It is no secret whatsoever. And that's the difference, is that we embrace it, and that's what makes black culture and the things that we celebrate the most so toxic. We will make a whole song about it. I know I'm part of black culture because I can't wait to show my bank account when somebody starts talking shit. I can't wait to throw all of my rollies on. Nigga, who you talking to? I'm still trying to unlearn that shit. I'm still trying to move low key. Okay, we gonna move a little bit differently. Let's put a mask on as we're going through the airport. We don't want nobody to go. We know, listen, we be on Instagram, can't wait to post it. I can't wait for a nigga to say some shit about me so I can go big bank, take little bank, nigga. Big bank, take little bank. The difference is that I don't have to worry about none of that stuff because my taxes is up to date and I've never done anything illegal and I'm not worried about getting arrested, so I'm cool with it. But everybody know everybody and what everybody is doing, and it is not no secret. You know who the chick is for the streets. You know where she gonna be at. You know where to go meet her at. You know who the hustlers are. You know who the scammers are. You know who the shooters are. You know who the killers are. You know who the dude. You know everybody know not to leave your daughter or your niece around that uncle that keep on going like this behind the little girl. Hey. You want to sit on my lap? Hey, go get her some peach cobbler. Go get her. Sir. Leroy. Get on away from her. Get on away from them kids. Leroy, stop. You don't even have to. Leroy already know that you know what he up to. And so you give him the look and Leroy is like, I ain't even doing nothing. Then what am I telling you to stop and what are you not doing then? What do you think that I'm accusing you of that you doing that you ain't doing? Everybody know. Everybody know to keep your niece and your nephew and your nephew away from Leroy. Leroy over there messing with the kids again. Why is Leroy 63 still in there trying to play video games with playing Twister? Why is Leroy playing Twister with the kids? Somebody go get Leroy. Somebody go get Leroy. I'm going to address this one comment too. Let me move on with the show. I'm going to read some super chats and I'm going to address the comment. If y'all truly wanted to root out the issues within the black community, you could, but you don't, so you won't. You ain't, and so you're a part of it. And I don't want y'all to sit here talking about racism and if you don't speak up, then you're a part of it, because you see crime happen every day within your own neighborhood, within your own household, within your own family, and you still enable it and you ain't said shit. So don't sit here and talk to me about what it is that we need to be doing as far as the community when you ain't even cleaned up your own house. Let me read some of these super chats and then I want to address a comment and we're going to move on with the show. Shout out to Elvin S. I appreciate you. Says, blessings to OG, AD, and the Daniels family. Yesterday, I dropped $11K and paid off my 2020 Audi Q5. Can we get a round of applause for the bag? I'm now independent of a car note, bag chaser for life, DC, NYC, Miami, and NYC in 11 days. Shout out to the Patreon members. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Hey, can we get Alvin another round of applause? Running that check up. Shout out to my Patreon members. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Persevere Data TV is in the building. Says, it isn't our faults. Some stories have Nug written all over it. Nug should have been in jail a long time ago, but we gonna wait until he take out somebody else and he hit somebody wrong. He was aiming at you, but then he hit everybody next to you. Shout out to Persevere Data TV. I appreciate it. Jay Claudio is in the building. Says, thanks for what you're doing, bro. Tough conversations that need to be had. Profiling is a must out here. Facts. I appreciate you, Jay Claudio. Oh, my God. Yo. They came with the bag on July 4th, and they said, your profiling is on point. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, J-Dubs, for holding me down, always ensuring that what we're doing over here on the Millionaire Morning Show is it goes without saying that you guys are recognizing the greatness. Let me say this. I don't ask for it. I appreciate you guys for supporting what it is that we do on the platform. So I have to acknowledge you, whether you give $1 or you give whatever. You are the true stars of this show, because without you, there is no show. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. AP313 is in the building. Says, that's a green Phantom out there. It's clean, though. They keep them rims clean. Shout out to Timeout. Says, Anton, I'll take 300 for a Ninja. I bet the dispute was over a woman. Strong possibility. Strong possibility, my friend. BC is in the building. BC says, I was thinking, damn, he's not coming to my city. But then I remembered why I don't live in my city. You are dogging my city, but it's facts. Delaware County is much better. Shout out to BC. I appreciate you for continuing to hold us down and contributing into Pastor's Church Building Fund. Yes. Black Heights Advancing Your Career is in the building. Always dropping heat. I see a Black Heights Advancing Your Career video dropping almost every single day. He must be using ChatGPT to run up his checks. He must be using ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, because Black Heights be dropping that shit. Says Anton always be giving Dusties hell. Make sure y'all subscribe to Black Heights Advancing Your Career. He got a lot of good insight and information over there. And so I do champion what it is that he's giving as far as game. Shout out to Jaris. Says, glad the community took my black card years ago. What? They took yours too? They sure took mine. Glocker Spaniel was in the building. Oh, I'm sorry. Apex Life says, finally get to catch a live when you're live, and I see my city is still being in the it's still being in the headlines. In the headlines. Says, shaking my head, facto. Glad my mom took us up out of there. Shout out to my Dukes for making a smart decision and getting y'all up out of there. I appreciate my Dukes for holding you down. Oshkosh Davis, 2012, was in the building. Shout out to Oshkosh Davis. Says, what's crazier is that the criminals is telling on each other, but the civilians still won't take the same action in getting these fools up out of the neighborhood. We're going to let them eliminate themselves. We're going to let them eliminate themselves. Shout out to Baltimore Banks in the building. I like that name. Baltimore Banks is in the building. Says, longtime listener and first-time supporter. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. As a military member, I appreciate your logic, truth, and honesty. Keep doing your thing. Is it safe to say people are starting to see things my way? Whew. Shout out to Baltimore Banks. I like that name, big dog. Let me also acknowledge Robert Platinum in the building. Says, Anton, I'm better than you. Big dust, take little dust. I like that. Shout out to Robert Platinum. I like that That little chimpanzee that's on your profile picture too. That's dope. Shout out to Zoe. Alonzo Hall, the all-star advisor, says, salute, Time Dog. Just did my hood booger purchase. The 2016 Mercedes-Benz E350. I'll have it paid off by the end of the year. Hashtag bag chaser X hood booger. Shout out to you. Shout out to my New York Bridge in the building. Yvette Marie. Oh, Yvette, you know I love you. I love Yvette. Yvette says love and support some of the most gorgeous, awesome, beautiful peoples and souls that I've ever seen in my entire life. Let me address this one that's not a super chat. Why do people keep asking me, is Anton a foundational Black American? Who came up? Hey, chat, before we move over into the next subject, who came up with the line foundational Black American? Who invented this line? And what exactly do it mean before I finish addressing it? I want to make sure that we're 100% clear. 100% clear, because B. Oxendine says, Anton, are you a foundational Black American? Now, usually when I see this in my comments, it's usually on Instagram or some dumb shit like that. People ask this question because, people make up things and they make up rumors and they have all of these different thoughts and whatever. What is a foundational Black American? Somebody help me to understand exactly what it means before I really, really move over into the next thing. So y'all telling me that y'all have adopted, because everybody is telling me that Tariq Nasheed made it up. Okay, cool. Y'all telling me that y'all have adopted a moniker, a narrative, and an identification based off of what somebody else that was born within the last 100 years told y'all that y'all are? Wait. Let me just make sure that I got this correct. So now we have people running around and identifying themselves as something based off of what somebody, because I've never really broken down a Tariq Nasheed live stream or anything like that, so I don't have any smoke for Tariq Nasheed, because I don't really know what Tariq Nasheed stands for outside of reacting to what he was talking about during the reparations debate over there in California. Y'all telling me that y'all have now adopted and identify from what somebody else told y'all that y'all are, and he not even 50 years old. Tariq Nasheed don't look 50. If he is 50, then he look a good 50. But y'all telling me that y'all that much of followers and that y'all have started identifying yourselves as something that somebody on YouTube told you that you are? That's wild. That is amazing. That is amazing. Well, let me answer the question specifically, right? I was born in Detroit, Michigan on April 13th, 1982. My parents, my mother was born in Detroit, Michigan. My father was born in Dawson, Georgia. My grandmother is from Michigan on my mother's side. My grandfather and my grandmother were born in Dawson, Georgia. Okay, so I don't identify, and I'm not going to call myself a foundational Black American. I'm not. Ain't nobody going to give me a label and tell me that I am or I'm not. I don't even identify as part of the manosphere. That's something that y'all start talking about. I'm Anton motherfucking Daniels. I'm just me. I celebrate the 4th of July. I don't give a fuck about Juneteenth. I don't care nothing about who it is that you align with or identify with. That's why I started laughing at you motherfuckers that's a part of these fraternities and sororities. Because half of you niggas ain't even in there for the right reason. Y'all in these fraternities and sororities, the original reason why you joined is because you couldn't get no pussy. And instead of saying, you know what, I'm a lame, and it's nothing wrong with being a nerd, a lame, because that just means that you out the way and you're not a part of something that you're not supposed to be a part of in order to try to prove something to people that don't give a fuck about you. You supposedly got with a group in order to be, so you can go to the parties and then try to get some pussy. You need an alley-oop to get you some pussy. You niggas is joining groups not based off of how it is that can actually benefit you and it's a great networking opportunity and then we can connect and add like minds. You niggas is out there so you can step. Yeah, I could get me some pussy. You niggas is so lame to me. And it ain't even about it ain't even about the people that actually joined it for the right reasons. Because there's some people that did it for the networking opportunities and then to be able to add value, and they identify with their core principles. You niggas was out there with your Timberlands on, and you niggas ain't even from New York. You from Miami, nigga. You ain't never seen snow in your life, and you got Timberlands on stomping. Because I need to identify as a group. You goofy nigga. You goofy. You don't even know the history of what the fuck you over there joining. You over there stepping and chicken and chumping and whisking. They over there. Nigga, you sweating hard on the line getting hazed so you can try to get some head. I can't stand these follower ass niggas. At least if you gonna follow somebody that can actually add value into your life for the right reasons. Now, it's a lot of people that's a part of fraternities and sororities for the right reason, but it's a lot of you lame niggas that just went over there in order to try to identify. Some of you niggas don't even come outside. I'm foundational Black American. Nigga, we don't know who you are or what you are. You don't even know who your real daddy is. I guarantee you, if you went over there, if your father was still alive, and you took a paternity test, your mama finessed your daddy not really your daddy, and so you don't even know that you not even what it is that you identify yourself as. Y'all walking around identifying yourself based off of something that somebody told you that was born within the last 50 years. What type of shit is this? I'm black, so you a color. They told you that you was a color. You still identify based off of the standards of whether or not you got 10% black in your... What is black? What is black? What is black? I didn't know that was a race. I didn't know that black... Foundational Black American. What is black? You identify as a color spectrum on a rainbow. Now, Tariq Nasheed may have a very good reason as to how it is that he came up with this term, allegedly based off of what it is that you guys are telling me inside of the chat. He may have a very good explanation for it, but you niggas don't even understand it. You watched a YouTube video from a nigga you never even seen in real life, and you start blindly following and start questioning me. Nigga, suck my dick. Give a fuck about what you think I am or what you don't think I am. Nigga, what race are you, Anton? Rich? What's your last name? As fuck. What do you identify as? He, him. Let me change that. Not he, him, is him. What's your name, Anton? Rich. Middle name, ass. Last name, fuck. What are your pronouns? Is, him, nigga. Now what? Fight the power. Nigga, suck my nuts. I'm from motherfucking Detroit, Michigan. I don't give a fuck about what these niggas think that they are. Nigga, is he an American immigrant? I'm your mama's favorite YouTuber, my nigga. I'm your mama's favorite YouTuber. How about that? I identify as Gam Gam and TT's favorite YouTuber. They love me. They love what it is that I do. They're gonna be at the Patreon meetup. They join the Bag Chasers. They get into the check. Tell them to holla at me. Tell Gam Gam and TT I said what up though. That's a Detroit thing. How about that? Now, can we continue on with the show? Can we continue on with the show? I've never seen any of you motherfuckers in person say, I identify as a foundational Black American. Niggas are standing on the corner messing up people's holiday, trying to preach the Bible. You don't want to hear that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Good grief. Let me read a couple more super chats and then we're going to get back to the show. Don't ever ask me, am I foundational Black American? Shout out to HLC Jr. And the building says, my city needs help. I pray to God to help. Keep spilling the truth. Happy 4th, Anton and family. Facts. Facts. Shout out to you. Also, shout out to King James 93 in the building. Says the way you multitask is crazy. And run up that check. Don't leave that out of the equation. Shout out to Robert Platinum is in the building. Robert Platinum says, Mom's told me I was a mistake, so my race equaled a mistake. Let me read it. One more for the going. Kenneth Percival says, Big Coach, please stay on your square. I never left that shit. I never left it. Never left it. Shout out to all of the people that's heavy followers out here in these streets that don't know how to make an informed decision and think for themselves. You are the weakest link. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly, Robert Platinum. Let me continue on with the show because we got to get to it. Yo, Lee said, y'all all are rich. Dr. Boyce is a millionaire. How do we know that? How do we know that Boyce is a millionaire? How do we know? How do we know? You've seen my bank account. If anybody is a part of the Patreon, you've seen what it is that I make on my corporate position. You've seen my bank account. You've seen my real estate. You've seen my brokerage accounts. You know exactly what it is that I have inside of my accounts. How do we know that Boyce is a millionaire? I'm going to save that for later. We got some teaching to do. So let me bring somebody else to the front of the congregation. I'm going to be reading the super chat shortly. Don't worry. Let me bring somebody else to the front of the congregation. Now, Devin Haney, he tends to be a bit emotional. All right? Now, Dev had apparently somebody sent it to me, and he had a couple little choice words for me. I wasn't even sure he was familiar with what it is that we doing over here, but apparently a lot of these guys are out here sneak watching, paying attention to what your boy doing over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. Hey, make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications before we have to go to another Teej Hanley commercial. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. Shout out to Teej Hanley, sponsor of the live stream. He's feeling some type of way. Now, it can be debated, but I do think that Devin Haney caught a L on his last fight. I do think that he caught an L, and this is how I know. This is how I know for sure. One thing is for sure. Two things is for certain. Is boxing is one of the most corrupt sports in the world. But Devin Haney, right? 26-year-old, technically supposed to be one loss, but is an excellent boxer. I can't take anything away from him. But the one thing I know for sure, and two things is for certain, is that Devin Haney is out here getting finessed. I can't take away his boxing skills from him. He's second to none. I do think that he lost his last fight, but that's just my personal opinion. I can't substantiate that argument because the referees obviously, the scorecards thought differently. We can't take that away from him. The one thing that I do know for sure, though, is that there is never going to be a shortage of people that get finessed. There's never going to be a shortage of young dudes that's out here getting finessed. Exhibit A. Let me share this with you.
We got another Richard Mille added to the collection. White gold chandelier. And we got 2 kilos. 1 kilo rose gold, 1 kilo white gold pave. With the dream on the lock. That's another $500,000 spin. Devin, what we doing?
Every fight we get a new Richard. Now we got 2 Richards.
2 Richards.
And 2 kilos.
2 Richards.
So, aside from the fact that y'all jewelers is out here giving y'all moissanite diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, neither here nor there. Y'all out here putting on KCO watches and throwing diamonds in them And these jewelers is finessing y'all for $500,000. We know that you take Floyd's blueprint and you trying to be Floyd Mayweather. We seen how that worked out for Adrian Broner. Neither here nor there. But they literally are giving y'all costume jewelry because he was mad because I said, listen, big dogs don't bust down their watches. We buy assets. Tricks is for kids. That made him feel a certain type of way. All I said was, tricks is for kids. We don't bust down our jewelry, right? We don't shop with people that label themselves as jewelers. We don't get finessed by people that put our name on the jewelry or anything like that. We buy assets and then we just leave it at that. But we know that he has to promote himself, and so the costume jewelry is necessary. These dudes are out here getting finessed by these Arab jewelers, Arab and Asian jewelers that is out here stealing money out of the black community, and they think that they make sense because they out here like court gestures. Don't worry about it. We gonna get to it. I found a video, and somebody wanted me to break this down after they found out that because somebody sent me what it was that he said. I'm not gonna go back over it, but somebody sent me what it was that he said, and so this video is literally from about a month ago, and he went down and he broke down how much has he paid for his costume jewelry. Plastic band, lab-grown diamonds. Don't worry about it. We're going to get into it. I'm going to show you why you need an OG in your life and why you should never get offended when an OG starts to help you to understand how it is that you need to move a little bit differently with your little bit of money. Listen, you got a short window, homie. You got a short window. You have an earning window that you're going to have last you for the rest of your life, big dog. This is real talk. You got a window in which you're going to have to allow for that to last you for the rest of your life. I'm going to make money forever. Every year, I'm going to get richer and richer and richer and richer. Every year, I'm going to get richer and richer. I'm going to be rich forever. And they over here giving you this costume jewelry. I'm not even going to go into the idea of what a boxer truly represents when it comes to the historical significance of why they look at you as like the court gesture. You the entertainment, homie. You the person that they used to purchase in order. You the one you the fighter over there on Candleland. You Candleland. So we know that you don't have this in order to translate it into this. And so you got to use this in order to entertain them folk and make sure that you get your bread up. You Candleland's property, boy. And so as a result, you have a short window in which you can make, hopefully you maximizing, you making as much money as possible, get your taxes up to date, and you buying assets, and you're not out here buying these moissanite, getting finessed by these jewelers because you want to be a part of the Me Too gang, right? All right. Let me go ahead and look at what it is that he said that he paid for this costume jewelry that he'll never, ever be able to get a return for. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Or you're going to learn today.
All these belts are heavy, like all of them. You can't hold them too long. I wouldn't want anybody else to be carrying them but me. What's good, GQ? It's Devin Haney, and this is On the Rocks. All right, I'm gonna start with this one.
Trash.
This is my logo, my
Trash.
DHP logo, my company. DHP is Devin Haney Promotions, Emerald, Cuban. Truthfully, I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I knew it was a lot though. I think the Cuban was like 100, the piece was like 40.
So he paid $140,000, right? 140 bands. That's cute. That's cute. So he got a bunch of costume jewelry that's hollow. Don't even know the quality of the diamond. Didn't even determine whether or not it was VVS. He don't know none of this, right? So now he got a bunch of stuff that my daughter be wearing. Literally that's the same chain that my daughter got. I got it for her just because she wanted it. I said, let me go ahead and spend a little bit of money on you because you're a child and I want you to be able to have something to play with. The same chain as my daughter, he paid $140 for it, all right? We'll never, ever be able to extract the value from it, and the value will never continue to go up. But because he getting finessed by these Arabic jewelers, and he want to be just like the rappers, and he think he Floyd Mayweather, but he really not. He overpaying for it, right? At the very least, if you're going to get a chain, just get it solid gold. Just get it solid gold. Y'all over here making these dudes rich, and they finessing y'all. Don't worry about it. We're going to continue to go into it.
Like that. When I got the DHP piece made, I got a bunch of them for my friends, my family. I got the biggest one, but I got a lot of...
And then he went and bought a bunch of them from his friends and family. He doing the same thing that Hammer did.
I got this made by Benny the Jeweler. I was training for a fight in Miami.
Look at who his finesser is. Look at who his finesser is. He didn't want to listen to Ocho Cinco. He didn't want to take investment advice and started making sure that his investments is paying for what it is that he does, his expenditures were. Look at who his finesser is. Look at who his leader is. Take me to your leader. Okay. So we got French Montana. French Montana is your jeweler. Shout out to the French Montana-ish looking. And all of these guys that get finessed, listen, bro, either they getting finessed by an Asian man or they getting finessed by a French Montana knockoff lookalike, bro. They all got slick hair to the back, up, faded down the back. Yo. Don't know where these niggas came from. Don't know their background. Don't know their history. Don't know where they sourcing their diamonds from. Are they getting it mined out? Where are they getting their product from? Okay, so French Montana is your jeweler. Benny the Jeweler. Cool. Let's continue.
Jeweler. I was training for a fight in Miami, and I was going into the elevator, and he was coming out, and he had like a bunch of jewelry in his hand, and I was like, "You a jeweler?" The rest is history. But before I met Benny,
the dude was listen to his story. The guy was walking out of the elevator with some jewelry in his hand, and he wanted to get some jewels, and he said, "Are you a jeweler?" That's how you found your jeweler?
I didn't really care for jewelry. As I started to be friends with Benny more and more and more, I got the bug. Now I can't stop.
Look at this trash.
These are some of my tennis chains. This one is 1.5 carat, and these two are both 1 carat a piece. I spent like $500,000 on all 3 of these right here.
I'm going to just play it for y'all. I want y'all to see it for yourself. I think that y'all been here long enough to actually be able to assess this and come to a conclusion yourself.
This carat one, 175 on this carat one, and 195. So y'all do the math. There's definitely statement pieces. This one.
Ain't none of this stuff write-offs. Ain't none of this stuff appreciating over time. But y'all think that see, listen, this is the same stuff that we talk about every single day. This is the same stuff that we talk about every single day. These goof troops. Y'all say, oh man, they young, you can do it, whatever, so on and so forth. Boy, this is the time that you're supposed to be making an investment in yourself so you can do what you want to do for the rest of your life. But you getting finessed by French Montana South.
It's really a statement because it's 1.5 carats. Yeah, this right here, this is 1.5 carats. When you see it, you just know them stones are big. And this one is short, so it's more like a choker.
Them stones are big. Them stones are big. That's what he said. Them stones are big. Is this y'all leader? Is this who y'all taking financial advice from? Is this the person that y'all following on Instagram? Don't worry about it. We gonna get there.
I wanted it a little bit shorter because these are long. It's short, but it's chunkier. These earrings are 6 carat a piece. Yeah, I paid so much money for them, I don't even want to tell you. I had bought 6 carat earrings and didn't never have my ears pierced. So I went to go get my ears pierced, got the earrings and tried to put them in and they wouldn't fit. So then I ended up going to like a piercing place and had them stick it in my ear, and my ear was hurting so bad, like it was bleeding and everything.
I bet you if you asked them how to accelerate depreciation in order to reduce your tax burden, he would be looking at you just like the monkey that he is. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. He got a strong forehead, though. He got a strong forehead. I bet you if you asked him how to accelerate depreciation in order to reduce the tax burden that came along with your purse from your pay-per-view, because you was fighting over there in Candyland, I bet you he wouldn't have a clue as to what the fuck you talking about. What is accelerated acceleration? What did you say again? Accelerated the depreciation. I bet you listen, I guarantee you he's in the highest tax bracket. And he probably looks at that as a badge of honor. I'm in the highest tax bracket. I pay crazy taxes. How many people is robbing you? How many people eating off you, including the IRS? Because you don't understand how to look at things from a business perspective. You out here looking like a fool, and this is the problem with our culture, is that we champion the people that don't know shit about shit, and we think just because they out there, and they in there getting their brain scrambled and beat the fuck up because they in there in Candyland. You in there in Candyland, fighting hard, looking dumb, in the prime of your life. Forehead strong, head full of hair. Congratulations. That's dope. I hope you're not walking around when you 40 and you 50 like this and trying to figure out where all of your money went. Shout out to Adrian Broner, signing bad deals today. But let's continue.
Like that. So then I had to go back and re-pierce my ears and then put the starter earrings in and wear the starter earrings until my ears were ready. They look good now. Now they fit me. My earlobes had to, get some muscles, get in the gym so I could carry around all these diamonds.
We so lost, y'all.
These 2 Cubans, I got the DHP on the lock. 1 rose, 1 white. They're both a kilo a piece. I paid $110 for each one of them. $110 for the white, $110 for the rose. I don't know, I just wanted something chunky. I wanted something that hit. I'm addicted to buying rose. I like rose watches, I like rose everything. These next 2 bracelets, they match my rose and white Cuban bracelets. These came from Eliante, also another friend.
Are y'all hearing what it sound like? Are y'all hearing what it sounds like? What his jewelry sounds like? Are y'all hearing what this jewelry sounds like? Y'all think this is wise? Y'all think this is smart? Is this y'all leader? Is this the person that y'all want to be like when y'all grow up? Is this the person that y'all sons is following and y'all kids is looking at on Instagram? Let's continue.
Friend of mine out in New York, I paid $50 a piece for both of these. When I bought these, I didn't even want to buy.
Hey, the finesse is real. And you know what the media is going to do? The algorithm and the media is going to put this in front of your face because they know that you niggas like shiny things. You like shiny things from dudes with big foreheads that can't teach you nothing about how it is that you need to be able to build wealth. You're a prize fighter. You know what that means? You know what that means to be a prize fighter? You know where that term comes? You know where that phrase comes from? Black Beauty says Anton acting like he not a jewelry man. Black Beauty, you know what my accounts look like. Please, please don't do that. Don't do that. You know it hit different over here. You know it's crazy. We build houses. We don't buy ice. Right? Every single watch that you see in my collection, and it's a whole lot of them, are all stock, standard. No custom nothing into it. What you think that them little cheap diamonds cost something? That dude getting finessed. You think them little cheap diamonds cost something? Black Beauty. I see you just want me to go in on them. Icy? What are we in, 2003? What are we listening to, Gucci Mane and Jeezy? Are we listening to Gucci Mane and Jeezy? We still trying to be icy? Y'all niggas still ain't grew out of this yet? You don't know that every piece of jewelry, which is only watches, I only buy watches. You don't know that every piece that I have appreciate over time and it actually beat the rate of gold and silver last year? Jesus Christ.
I was just coming for just these two bracelets, these two eye bracelets. I ended up paying $40,000
Black
a piece
Beauty
for
trying
these.
to get him new.
I don't know if they call it an eye bracelet or not. I just call it an eye bracelet because it looked like eyeballs. This is an emerald bracelet, a carat a piece. I had two more bracelets that were just a carat a piece, but I lost them. I actually never wore this yet. I paid $70,000 for just this bracelet. I never wore yet.
Look at that.
This right here is the Bubba Watson, Richard Mille. I spent $400 on this after the George Gamboa's second fight.
Shout
out like
to
a trophy after the
watch.
fight. I just go buy me a watch just to remember. You know, I've been wearing this a lot lately. I think I want to get this a break because I've just been wearing this.
This is what we call hype beasting. All right, this is what we call hype beasting. This is a person that does not understand timepieces, and so because he does not understand timepieces, he buys the thing that all of the rappers do. They duplicate the same behavior as the rappers. They do all of the dumb shit that we see happen year after year after year. And then when all of the rappers is washed up and going broke and the boxers is following right along with them, they no longer become y'all heroes. And then y'all start looking at them as broke because they on the ESPN 30 for 30. And they out here working regular jobs trying to figure out how they can get back on. What's the difference? This is hype beasting. This is not understanding your investment. This is not investing in something or being able to enjoy something that appreciates over time. That looks like a piece of shit. It looks like a G-Shock. Real talk. Listen, I know what a Richard Mille is. I know what them piece of shit watches are. Looks like a piece of shit. It's not about how much you spend. It's about if you spending it in the right places in order for it to continue to appreciate over time. Assets. Stupid motherfuckers.
Oh my head. This right here is another Richie, RM1103. Some people have like Richard Mille casings and like they don't have the real Richard Mille, but this is a Richard Mille rose gold with the casing. It's iced out. I just put pink band on it. I was like wanted to, make a statement with it. I just put.
Look at this. Look. Are you impressed by this? Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it.
It's iced out.
Are y'all impressed by that?
Richard Mille rose gold.
Is that impressive, y'all? That looked like trash. Not respected. Nobody in the watch community would look at him and be like, damn, you getting it. We laugh at people like this. We laugh at people like this that literally spent $500,000 on a piece of shit and then got finessed by his jeweler. Clown jewelry, tricks jewelry, finessed. No strong man in his life apparently is giving him advice.
With the casing, it's iced out. I just put the pink band on it. I was like wanted to, make a statement with it. I can't take the pink band off. I just like the way that it looks. And I pay $300 for this. You can go to the gym with a Richard Mille. You can go to the club. You can go to dinner. It's an all-purpose watch. That's what I like about this. Yeah, so this is the Green Face Anniversary 40 Rolly. This watch is some watch that I've wanted for so long.
That's the only thing that I see. The only thing that I see in the Patek. Congratulations. I got to give you props on the Patek and I got to give you props on the Rolly. At the very least, at least he got something in his collection that is stock and that could stand the test of time and that somebody would actually respect.
Long, and I just never just picked it up, but now I finally got it. I haven't even wore it yet. I paid $70 for this.
And he overpaid for it. And he overpaid for it. Yo, listen. Not only did he, listen, the first thing that he got in his collection, that's for you, David Roman. The first thing that he got in his collection, he overpaid for it. What an idiot. What an idiot. I'm going to send this over to Nico. I'm going to send this video over to Nico so that he can do a reaction to it. My man's paid 70 bands for that watch. And it's probably used. And it's probably not even from an authorized dealer. And we want to see the papers for it because we want to make sure that it didn't come from Alibaba. And he overpaid for it. He paid 70 bands for that watch. Who's his jeweler? Who is this man's jeweler? Gosh, talk about getting finesse. Jesus Christ.
It's my Patek Philippe 5980.
I don't
like
even
how
want to
chunky
see
it is.
I'm so sick of this. This is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting what it is that I see happening out here in these streets. And y'all over here supporting this? Y'all think that this makes sense? What makes you think that he got more money than me? That's cap. And you know what's so funny is that when I see y'all say that he think that somebody got more money, it's all cap. People that got bags, they don't even pay it. They don't even play it by how much money they got. They go off their net worth. What's your net worth? What's your net worth, big dog? What's your net worth? If you can't break down exactly what your net worth is, if we can't go in and look at exactly what your portfolio is, I don't give a fuck about how many iced out chains and watches you got. I want to know how many shares you got in Apple. How many shares of Coca-Cola do you got? Does your portfolio or does your trading actually mimic what it is that Warren Buffett is doing? Do you even know who Charlie Munger is? If you have not read A Random Walk Down Wall Street, I don't want to talk to you. If you have not read A Random Walk Down Wall Street, I don't want to talk to you. If you don't know who Charlie Munger is, if you're so busy focused on Warren Buffett and you're not even familiar with Charlie Munger, I don't want to have a conversation with you. I don't give a fuck about no fucking chain. That's a reflection of slavery. They put some diamonds on it and then y'all thought that y'all was significant as a result of it. If you sitting on cash or you buying a diamond chain, then that means that you're depreciated, right? The value of your stuff is going down and you'll never be able to get a return for it. It means that inflation is killing your dollar. If you're sitting there on cash and you're not deploying it into resources that's then returning value for you, that means that you're a fuck boy. Y'all know what I'm busting down. Shout out to the bag chasers. Shout out to the Patreon members. You know what I'm busting down. You know what I'm busting down. Let's continue. Listen. That's just a little love tap, little homie. That's some holding you accountable. Shut the fuck up. I know you can box. You over there on Candyland. Stay in your lane, big dog. I'm trying not to do this to you, but it could go there. It could go there. It can get real Shabba Ranks in this bitch. You got a strong forehead. I know you can take a punch, but this ain't what you want, big dog. Shout out to Devin Haney. Hopefully you stay undefeated, because if you don't stay focused in the gym, we know you're not going to keep getting that payday. Stack all your money. Make sure you make smart investments, because you got a small window before them boys say that they don't want you on pay-per-view no more. You a prize fighter, my nigga. You like an animal to me. You're animal to me. You're entertainment. We go to see you take a punch, my nigga. It's a difference. Don't sit here and talk to me. Don't ever talk to me. You take punches. We pay to see you get your ass kicked. All right. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Anyways, let me read a couple of super chats and then we're going to go from there. All right. Shout out to Robert Platinum in the building. Says my first name, Dust, last name, T. Pronoun broke. Shout out to Dusty. Shout out to Dusty in the building. I appreciate you, Robert Platinum. We don't ask for super chats, but we absolutely appreciate anybody that gives because it means that you value what it is that we got going over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. Nola Grillin is in the building. Says, Anton, do you content creator promotion? I'm a bag chaser and I love what you do. What do you mean content creator promotion? I don't understand what that means. Do I promote content creators? Do I promote content creators? Is that what you're saying? Holla at me. Send me an email, AntonDaniels413@gmail.com. I appreciate you for supporting the platform. Shout out to Jay Hunter Lee in the building. Says, all day keep spitting. All day keep spitting. Shout out to Jay Hunter Lee. I appreciate you for supporting the platform. Black Heights, advancing your career is in the building again. Says, all these dudes, Boyce Umar, are all broke. You can tell by what they talk about. FDA Foundation broke asses. Shout out to Black Heights, advancing your career. We already know what type of bags you busting down, big dog. Big dog. Big dog. Michael Richardson is in the building. Says, Anton, you see how Adrian Broner is doing now. He has no money and was trying to be the Floyd Mayweather. They got to make sure that they stay these prize fighters. Listen, focus on your next fight. Focus on your next fight. That's what we're going to ask you to do from going on forward. All right. Shout out to Manny Man. Manny Man is in the building. I appreciate you, big dog. Says, I'm in the start of my jewelry company. A lot of the athletes are just buying for the name of the big jewelers. Haney paid too much for them pieces. Trust what I'm telling you. A lot of them are wearing labs as well. Somebody want to talk about my new Lambo. But you talking about the new Revelto? Is it gonna hold its value? Is that what y'all asking? The two Lambos that I ordered? Is that what y'all asking me? Don't start with me. It can get ugly. It can get real shy, but I ain't slipping this bitch. Shout out to Brock. Says, Pastor Love offering. Great show as always. I appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to you, big dog. 3 is in the building. I appreciate you, 3. Says, what up, Anton? I'm curious about your opinion on Vacheron Constantine pieces compared to AP, Rollies, and Pateks. I always say go with the top 3. I don't even think that APs are holding their value as well as they used to. APs is a watch that me and Kevin Samuels used to debate a lot because Kevin Samuels liked the look of the APs. I like APs, but if I was going to get something that I just liked, I would go with an Omega. If I'm going to go with things that I know is going to continue to appreciate over time, I'm going to stick with a Rollie and a Patek. Now, once you get a certain amount of them, and if you just learn to start appreciating it, then you can start venturing out into other brands and things like that. But if you want to just look at it purely from an asset perspective and things that continue to appreciate over time, never bust down your watch. I personally stick with Rolexes and Pateks. So I got a couple new watches that I'm going to be debuting for y'all very, very soon. We're going to get into there. Raymond Jordan is in the building. Says, everyone needs to read anything on Charlie Munger, 99 years old and still getting to the bag. Poor Charlie's Almanac and Seeking Wisdom are great. Shout out to Raymond Jordan. You understand what the bag chasers do over here in the building. Let me give a shout out to Roger Marine also. Says, real estate instead of jewelry and expensive cars. Facts. I appreciate y'all. Let's continue on with the show. I want to go into a get this out the way. I want to go into a specific conversation that I seen on Rich and Unemployed. Rich and Unemployed So I see him dropping a lot of content. I think that it's dope. I think it's a good conversation to have. But considering what was happening with student loans and everything that was happening with the Supreme Court and Biden promising y'all student loan forgiveness and whether or not you should go to college, the cost of college, I want to break it down from a C student's perspective, my perspective, from a video that somebody sent me. And I watched the first minute and a half, and I said, okay, this would be something good to share with the people. So make sure y'all get the likes up for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you to our sponsor, Teach Haney, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. If you are not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I want to share this video with y'all, and I want to break this down in real time so that you guys can actually get a better perspective of when you should or shouldn't go to college and whether or not it's worth it as an investor.
The only thing that I would change is that I probably, to be honest with you, although I established some great relationships, I wouldn't have went to college at all. Because if I had to pick college or mentorship, I'll pick mentorship.
Man.
He said if he had to pick college or mentorship, he would pick mentorship. Now, somebody in the email that they sent me about this video told me that he runs a credit repair service. Somebody in an email said that he runs a credit repair service, okay? So I don't know exactly what he does. I wasn't able to do any research. I'm not interested in doing any research. I just want to break down what he's saying. He said he would have chose mentorship over college. Let me say that one more time. Mentorship over college. Now, I think that there's additional context into that, but let me continue to play the video, and then I'm going to break that down for you guys.
People won't understand now.
You know what I'm saying? Like college, you got to think, bro, when you go to college, and before I go into that, let me just kind of touch on not making it to the league, I didn't feel bad, bro, because I realized early in my college days, I realized that probably wasn't going to happen because I realized a small percentage of people that actually do make it.
Yeah.
And I had some college teammates that a couple of them had tryouts, but hell, they didn't even make it. And I'm like, I'm cool with understanding knowing when a nigga better than me on the court.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my boy, he was a starting PG and he ain't make it. I'm like,
okay, so here's the problem with this, right? If he was in college and I'm assuming that he was there on a scholarship, I'm trying to understand why he would choose mentorship over college, considering that he would be there on a full ride. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him, but he's saying that he was a hooper. He's saying that, he felt like he was good enough or maybe not was going to make it into the league. But I'm assuming because he was in college, he was there on a scholarship. I'm trying to understand why you wouldn't take advantage of that, because college is not an opportunity for you to try to embrace test taking or anything like that. It's a way for you to learn and then use the information that you learn from that as far as getting a degree in order to get yourself in the door. It doesn't actually mean that you're good at what you do. So what you learn in college is how to get the fundamentals of whatever it is that you're going into. And then the success that comes afterwards is your ability to continue to grow, right? This is the context. My question is, if you have the ability to be able to get the degree, why didn't you take advantage of it and then utilize the fact that you were going to school for free in order to get your foot in the door to network with the right people? But let's continue.
Shit, they ain't going rock with your boy. Yeah. And then the other part about it is that when I graduated, my daughter.
And let me say this also. Y'all got to stop wanting to be basketball players. And it's nothing wrong with being a basketball player, with having a hobby or whatever, getting into rapping or entertainer and all of that other type of stuff. But y'all going to have to stop banking on that, right? That's a hustle that can be, if you take it serious enough and if you're good enough and if you're able to market yourself effectively enough, can turn into a very, very lucrative career. But that is not the thing that you're supposed to be banking on in order to be successful. Stop banking and stop selling your kids on the fact that they're going to make it into the league. They very well make it into the league. They might make it into the league. But stop banking on that, because even if you did make it into the league, that don't mean that you have the financial wherewithal or the financial literacy to be able to translate that into something that's super successful even after you get the money. Because a lot of people make it so that they can try to live for the rest of their life and not be able to maintain the lifestyle that they really want to live, right? You can make way more money being Dan Gilbert than you can being a LeBron James. You have a better chance of being Dan Gilbert than you have of being LeBron James. But let me go ahead and play the rest of this.
My daughter was born, so I graduated in May. My daughter was born in July. I said, I'll be damned even if I go overseas. Now, I could have went overseas. Definitely had that in the bag. Yeah. But I'm like, I'll be damned if I go overseas. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna sacrifice my goals and dreams to get my daughter her goals and dreams. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm not leaving my baby. Look, my dad was never there. I don't know him. I'm not doing that to my child. No, sir. So I quit and gave up all of that. But when I look at college, bro, if I could do it all over again, I would have chose mentorship over college, because people have to realize, like, when you go to college, bro, people don't understand that college is a cycle, and they feel like they went to college and they may have 1 degree, 2 degrees, masters. They got more degrees than the thermometer. But the reality is that they're not making money. And the reason why.
And that's a fact. And he's absolutely right about that. But the context is key, right? Again, you don't go into college in order to be like the professor. You don't go into college in order to be like the administrator. You don't go into college in order to get coaching from these guys. You're supposed to be able to do both. You get mentorship, which then guides you through the ability to be able to go through college, which allows for you to get your foot in the door to network with the right people and build the right relationships, which then allows for you to then leverage that information and that money that you're making in order to make way more money going forward. And you have something to fall back on if the business does not fail forward the way that you want to. You can continue to do that and make more moves while still investing in yourself. You're supposed to do both, right? I would implore for any person that's going into college, first of all, don't go into college going to get an African studies degree. Don't go into it for liberal arts. If you're going to go into college, go into it looking to get into a STEM field, right? It's a lot of money to be able to get into STEM programs in college. But he is right about one thing. Most of the people that's teaching you in college, they don't have any clue of how it is in order to really build a business. That's why I'm not stunting Boyce Watkins. Show an account. Listen, show me one account that got $150,000 in it, cash at least. Or show me a stock play that you got at least $100,000 invested in that particular stock. And then I'll start to be like, okay, yeah, well, I don't give a fuck about his 401k. I don't care about none of that. Show me 1 month where he's generated or spent at least $100,000 in 1 month. 2 weeks. We ain't even gonna do 2 weeks. Give me 1 month where you made over $100,000 in one month. Because all of that degree shit, that don't mean that you know how to get money. That don't mean that you understand finances. That don't mean that you understand how to be able to start a business and then scale it up effectively, and then what it is that you able to, if you can hire people and how many people you put into work. That don't mean shit to me. So he is right about that. But again, context matters. College could be a good thing for you if you know how to leverage it correctly, because everybody, first of all, is not a hustler. And secondly, stop going into fields and degrees that's not actually going to generate you any revenue.
Why you're not making money is because college did exactly what it was supposed to do for you, even though you think that it failed you. No, it didn't fail. It didn't fail you. It is a system that is designed to have you learning from people that can only teach you so much because they only know so much. Mm-hmm. You learn from a professor that's making 30, 40, 50,000, maybe 60, maybe $70,000 a year, maybe. He can't teach you about business, entrepreneurship. He can't teach you how to make his salary that he makes $70,000 a year. He can't teach you how to make that a month, a week, and a day. You need a mentor. You need somebody that actually has put together a system, is running a business successfully to show you how to make that kind of money. Mm-hmm. So
I agree with him. You have to, I think that everybody needs to get some form of mentorship from somebody that can give them information on how they can guide themselves to the parts that they really want to be at. And when you seek your mentor out, make sure that they understand you. Don't let them give you a one-size-fits-all solution of what it is that they think your life is supposed to be like. Don't let them give you a one-size-fits-all solution. I think that everybody that is going to wind up being overly successful. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't necessarily care about being successful. Some of y'all are not tripping about the idea of leveling up and being successful. Everybody needs a mentorship. It don't have to be me, right? It don't have to be him. I don't know who this guy is or whatever, but you need to get aligned with people that are in the spaces that you need to be in, that has accomplished some of the things that you want to accomplish. And even if you have to pay for it, you need to pay for mentorship. It is invaluable. You will pay to learn in college courses and then rack up $150,000 in student loan debt for something that's going to pay you $30,000 a year in social studies when you get out of college and you're going to be working at McDonald's, but you won't invest in a mentorship for somebody that can give you some real game on how you can level up in real life.
Guess what you did? You got all of those degrees. You spent all of those hundreds of thousands of dollars to that college. You graduated with a shit ton of debt, and you are working to pay the debt off, to pay your bills until you figure something out.
That's crazy.
When you could have just got a mentor.
Until you figure something out. I thought college was the way out.
No, college is the way into debt. Mm-hmm. It's the way into the lifestyle.
If you don't know what you're doing.
That the government wants you, it's a trick bag, bro.
Yeah.
Like I did it, and thank God I had a scholarship, but it was like I graduated and I was just like.
So he did have a scholarship. I don't really understand what the problem is.
What the hell I'm gonna do? Mm-hmm. What I'm gonna do? Luckily for me,
you supposed to. Now let me flip this on y'all, and let me tell you, he's half right and he's half wrong. Okay, and that's why context matters. When you look at the people that are on the top of the food chain, as far as the average household income and what they push their kids into, Patrick Bet-David did a video on this, and I broke it down. When you look at what these people are pushing themselves into, right? They are pushing themselves into STEM fields, and then they're being strategic on how it is that they manage their lifestyle so that they can then invest in the things that's going to pay them for the rest of their life, right? The Indians, Asians, the people that have the top household income inside of, they not coming out of college saying, well, what am I going to do? They actually have a plan. If you want to be a surgeon, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be somebody of significance that then can generate a lot of revenue for the rest of your life, you can't do that by being a hustler. There are certain paths for everybody, and everybody is not meant to start their own business. Let me say that again. Every single person is not meant to start their own business. You don't even have the work ethic. You don't have the drive. I'm here on the 4th of July in my office. I could be live streaming this from my crib right now, but I'm in my office because I got business to take care of down here, and everybody is not built for what it is that I do. Everybody not built to be a surgeon. Everybody not meant to be a physician. Everybody is not meant to be a dentist. You have to figure out who you are before you get there and start spending money investing on yourself so that you can then go down that path and then learn how money works. Anybody can learn how money works. Very few people actually understand where it is that they're supposed to be or where their talent lies. That's why you also need a mentor to go along with whatever it is that you're doing, right? So it's not that college is bad. It's what y'all choose to get into in college, how much debt you take out, and then what it is that you leverage if you're leveraging the information for your benefit going forward and long term. That's the play, all right?
I started at Spring.
And y'all can go to community college, but neither here nor there.
And I went ape shits on them, and I was able to get commissions, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to work my way up. But it was just like for most.
See, look at this. A degree ain't ish, especially in today's economy. You're wrong. You're wrong. I dropped a video inside of the Patreon on how it is that people can leverage certain degrees that they have in certain fields in order to be able to hustle up an additional $500,000 a year. And it blew people's minds. It absolutely blew people's minds. It was simple. It was effective. It's not something that anybody is talking about on the internet whatsoever, right? But I dropped a video inside of the Patreon of how it is that you can leverage a degree in certain fields in order to continue to run the checkup. And it fucking blew people's minds. People like, oh my God, I can't believe that Anton just gave me that sauce. It's not, because you don't know what you don't know. So stop saying a degree ain't shit when you're not adding the context behind it. An African studies degree ain't shit. A basket weaving degree ain't shit. A liberal arts degree in ballet ain't shit. But a degree can absolutely be leveraged in order to continue to run that checkup. 100%.
People, that's not real. That's not reality. They like, all right, I got a psychology degree. Now what I'm gonna do? You looking around for jobs. You're applying for jobs. Then let's say you land one. They say 60,000. Boy, after they get done with you, after they get done with you,
hey,
you like,
he said he telling me, okay,
dang, I really only bring home $1,750 every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Your rent $1,500. You got 2 kids.
I couldn't even imagine living off that, bro.
That ain't cool.
See, now I can't take you serious because you're not even speaking proper English. Bruh, I'm telling, having academics ain't shit. All right, I know who I'm dealing with. I'm not going to debate with you. You right. Don't worry about it. You right. I got you. You right. Shout out to you for giving us the game.
Nothing against the people that's making that type of money, but
yeah,
I'm way past that.
Way
past.
Yeah. It's like I kind of feel like for me, like the lower level from an income perspective, a person should be making about a good worst case scenario about a good $10,000 a week. That's where people should be having, like your thermometer should be at about $10,000 a week. If you ain't doing $10,000 a week, and
which is the equivalent of about $520,000 a year. $10,000 a week is over $500,000 a year. Just to break it down and help y'all to be able to extract what he's talking about. He's saying that your thermometer should be at least $500,000 a year. That's where your thermometer should be. That's what he's telling y'all.
Worst case scenario, at least $1,000 a day, which is $7,000 a week. Mm-hmm. You should be floating right around that $400,000 or $500,000 a year type number. That's when you're gonna be able to be comfortable with life. You're gonna be able to buy some of the stuff that you always wanted, get your kids some stuff that they wanted, and you'll be in a position where you'll have more money than you got month. Because most people got more month than they got money. Mm-hmm. It's like you looking up, you like, God damn, I got 2 checks. And your money gone, and then you still got 10 days left at the end of the month, and you can't wait till the first of the month hit.
Yeah.
He's right about that, though. I had this conversation with y'all, and I said that I don't know how y'all looking at a high-value man is only $100,000 a year. I didn't add in the rest of the context. We're not going to talk about your LinkedIn profile or anything like that. But again, I told y'all that I don't know how y'all sitting here thinking that y'all can survive after taxes on $67,000 a year. What a family of 4. What you shoot for and where you actually land at is 2 different things. But I don't know how y'all just sitting here comfortable playing video games and thinking that everything is kosher off of that. He's right. He's absolutely right. He's 100% right. I agree 100% with him.
Yeah. That is the worst. To tell your kids wait till Friday or wait till, and you've been telling them that for the last 3 months. Nah, bro. And you got to think, bro, it's people that got to work a whole year for that money. That means that you got to make $60K work for it.
What'd you say to me? Man, you know I can't wait to brag. He said, bro, you averaging what yearly? Let's do a guessing game. How much you think I'm averaging yearly, Freak Poppy? What do you think I'm averaging? Apparently you new here, my friend. If you had to guess what I average yearly, what would you guess? I'm gonna play the rest of this video, and then we gonna play guessing game. And then if you a nice boy, I might pull up my back end and let you see some of my numbers.
Christmas, Thanksgiving. And it's like, bro, like I just want people to just listen to what I'm saying. Bro, you got to bring that gift out of you that God put in you. Don't settle for just the job. Here's the crazy part about job. It's like being in a bad relationship forever. You know you don't like the job. Mm-hmm. You know you don't like none of the people there. You hate your supervisors. They don't even like you. You don't like the pay. You know you underpaid, you overworked, and you stuck. And you steadily going there every single day. I don't understand why. And you know that you got a gift inside of you. And if you just willing to take some risk and you willing to bet on yourself and see what's on the other side of the hill, you may just be all right. But most people, it's like they crazy as hell. They rather live they known hells.
Some of y'all can't participate because y'all know what I make, because a lot of y'all see what it is that I'm breaking down inside of the Patreon because I show y'all my numbers. Some of y'all cannot participate because you know what I make. You've seen my W-2s. You've seen my back end. You've seen what I take down. You've seen some of my direct deposits. So some of y'all cannot participate because you've seen my numbers and you've seen my direct deposits. You've seen my bank accounts. You've seen all of that type of shit. Some of y'all should not do that. Y'all can't participate. he's new, so we gonna let him breathe a little bit.
Then go after the unknown heavens. Make it make sense, bro.
No, that was a bar. That was a bar.
I don't understand it. Like, why would you already know what you living in? You don't like it. That's hell on earth. Why would you not take some risks and sacrifices and go out to your unknown heavens? God got a plan for you, man.
I agree with him. I think that he's 100% right. I think that we shoot too low. I think the bar. Peter Investor, I don't care if the IRS is looking. My stuff is 100% legit. I don't worry about that. I don't care if the IRS is looking. My junk is 100% legit. I'm not tripping off that. I'm just trying to debate, should I give them the sauce, considering that they're not a part of the Patreon, or if I should let it go. Yo, Freak, I didn't see your guess. Run. I'll tell you this. I'll show you this. How many days into this month are we? How many days into the month are we? Just curious. We are on July 4th. I just signed into one of my bank accounts alone. This is 4 days into the month. I'll show you this. I just show you this. 4 days into the month. See it right there? July. Let me see if I can get a little closer. I'm gonna turn the light off and then I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go June. This is my June spending. I gotta turn the lights back on. That's one account. That's one account. 4 days into the month, one account. And don't count today. So really that's 3 days because it's business days. All right? Listen, bro, we not the same. That's what I spend. Imagine what I make. That's what I spend. Imagine what I make. You want me to open up? I could pull up another account. I got you. Give me a second. I'll go a different account for you, all right? You want me to go another account? All of the people in the Patreon, they know what I make. They know all of my back end and everything. Ooh, oh. Ooh, oh. Damn, I don't even know if I should show this. Here, I'll do this. Let's just do this. I'll show you another one. Hold on. Here you go. What month we in, y'all? Hey, what month we in? What month we in, y'all? Y'all fucking with the wrong one. Y'all want me to do another account? Y'all want me to do another account? Give me a second. Oh, hold on one second. Hello? That's enough for the kids for one day. That's enough for the kids for one day. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. My people said, Anton, stop. Anton, stop it. Stop it. I don't mind showing the receipts. Let's continue on with the show. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's move on. I'm going to be reading super chats. Let me read the super chats and then we're going to go from there. Shout out to Roger Marine out here in the building. Roger Marine with the 2 balls says the trades are awesome, properly leveraged. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Billanico is in the building. Billanico says college serves as an ideal platform for networking opportunities. In the near future, I plan to leverage my connections from college to expand one of my businesses. Shout out to Billanico. We love you. Make sure y'all go and get that. Let's get this right here. Go and get that Billanico gear. We love it. Live with no fear. Shout out to Billanico. We love you. We appreciate you. Hey, what did Jay-Z said? I lost 30 mil, so I went and got another 30. Because unlike you, 30 mil can't hurt me. Fucking insane. What am I saying? Oh, listen, man. If y'all seen the type of checks that we was fucking busting down, man, you would jump off a fucking Jesus Christ. Silver Lion says, low C student here, except with 2 business college mentors, both in CC. That the one that took me under his wing, rest in peace, own 140 self-serve car wash locations. You never know if he didn't tell you. Shout out to Silver Lion is in the building. I appreciate you. Anthony Bertrand says, give him a glimpse. Just tell him it's going to cost to peek under the hood. No, we let him peek a little bit. We going to let him peek a little bit. We cool with it. We not tripping off of it. Shout out to all of the people in the chat. Silver Lion says, I've been missing out. Top chat versus live chat. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for contributing to the platform. Compton Mania says, motivation. That's what we do it for. We do it for the motivation. We do it for the motivation. Man, listen, bro. Listen, bro. I'm chasing a number that's so incredible, so crazy. Shout out to Jaris. He said, make sure you mention me. Kingsley Adai said, I got to give a shout out to my people from Canada. Says, Anton, can I please get a coaching call? I need to get my bag up. I sent a follow-up email for the coaching call, but I haven't heard back. Hashtag bag chasers. If you sent an email to AntonDaniels413@gmail.com, we seen it. We got you, big dog. We working through it. We working through everything. And all of that. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for continuing to contribute into the platform. Let me share one more thing. Let me share one more thing with you guys. And I told y'all favorite rappers, Devin, Haney, all of these dudes is running around with these moissanite diamonds and they putting their chains on. We ain't stunting that little shit. We not stunting no Devin Haney money. That's baby money to me, bro. We not stunting that shit. Shout out to Devin Haney. Remember who you talking to, big dog. It's different. It's different over here. No scams, no PPP loans, no none of that. No trust funds, no lawsuits, no nothing. Just straight up bag runner-uppeth and money all across the fucking board. These rappers, these boxers, none of these motherfuckers can fuck with us. None of them can mess with us. None of them. None of them. None of them can mess with us, bro. They can't. They married to a black woman, children, right? No baby daddies, no children out of wedlock. Rich as fuck. What more you want from me? What more you want from me? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. The true cost of divorce. Now, we can runneth uppeth the bag. Shout out to Freak Poppy. We can runneth uppeth the bag. However, it is important to preserveth the bag. You can make $1 million and you can spend $1 million. All right? You can make $1 million and you can spend $1 million. There's a lot of people that's out here getting money. I'm out here walking around with a black t-shirt. This t-shirt, how much you think this t-shirt costs, Rita? This t-shirt cost me $15. I'm running around with a t-shirt, black t-shirt, a $50,000 watch, some dusty slippers, shout out to Ye, and some $70 Levi jeans. All right? Some $70 Levi jeans. But what is the true cost of a divorce? What's the true cost of a divorce? All right? I want to share it with you guys. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me play a little bit of this and then I'm going to break down exactly what white people is going through in addition to black people.
Kevin Costner's legal team is saying that the request for child support that's being made from his soon-to-be ex is actually hiding things for her inside requests for the children.
According to reports, Costner's forensic accountants are alleging that Christine is including $100,000 in expenses for her cosmetic surgery, thousands of dollars in boutique shopping, and more are all for her own needs, not for the children. Divorce attorney James Sexton explains this is a way a spouse can seek more cash than the agreed prenup.
It's a common tactic in divorces for people to try to load in as child support that which is really spousal support. The big fight in
So allegedly, here's the thing, and I want to share with you guys something really quickly. Here's the thing that's going on with Kevin Costner. Our beloved Kevin Costner, who has brought us so many great movies, Waterworld, Yellowstone, all of these great series and movies. And his wife is asking for, even with a prenuptial agreement, $234, or was it 48? $234,000 a month in child support. Let me say that again. 234 or 38. Let's just make it $250,000. She's asking for $250,000, the equivalent of about, let's just say $3 million a year in child support. She's asking for $3 million a year in child support. That's crazy. And I heard in Texas they actually cap it. Rita, can you look that up for me? But one of the things that they're saying is that one of the requests that she's asking for is for her plastic surgeon's fees. So she allegedly runs around with a plastic surgeon, and it costs her over $100,000 a month for her to keep her plastic surgery in the fold. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. It cost her over $100,000, between $100,000 and $150,000 a month, allegedly, for her to keep her plastic surgeon in the fold. Of course he's fighting it.
The last several days has been a fight regarding the issue of getting her out of the house. Kevin Costner's prenuptial agreement supposedly states that she is to leave the residence in the event that they divorce.
According to court paperwork, Costner claims that their prenup required Christine to move out of their home 30 days after her May 1st divorce filing. That home is 68-year-old Kevin's $145 million 10-acre oceanfront mansion.
Hey, can you imagine owning a $145 million crib? I didn't know Kevin, listen, and this is why I got to keep working. This is why I have to keep working, is because y'all was impressed by what my spending is, that I've spent $24,000, $25,000 in 3 days, and that's a normal day for me. Like normal days, 24, 25,000, 24, 25. Y'all was impressed in, what was it, 6 months? What is it, June? Almost 6 months throughout the year that I've been able to generate over 2 M's. Y'all was impressed by that shit, wasn't you? For one account. This motherfucker is living in a $145 million crib and can't even get his chick out. His girl is asking for $250,000 a month in child support. It's levels. Now, I acknowledge that I am nowhere on the level of Kevin Costner, but this is the reason why we work, is because we got things to shoot for, baby.
Mansion in Carpinteria.
Now, because they have 3 children who are under the age of 18, that does give her an ability to stay in that residence for a certain period of time. But what her team has now said, and these are the latest revelations when it comes to the request to leave the house, is that she will leave so long as he agrees that he is going to pay whatever the judge directs him to pay when they next appear in court.
A court hearing is scheduled for July 12th.
She got this man over a barrel. The prenup said that she got to leave within a month of the court divorce filing. She said, listen, I'm not leaving unless you agree to give me $250,000 a month. Ignoring it, don't care about it, ain't acknowledging it, don't matter whether she signed it or not. This chick said, I don't care. Now, y'all got to remember that he got an ex-wife, but he been with this wife for a long time. He got an ex-wife, but this wife is saying, I don't care. I do not care what the prenuptial agreement said. I'm not leaving a $145 million compound unless you agree to give me $250,000 a month. And child support.
where the 49-year-old Christine is asking for $248,000 a month in child support.
I think ultimately what's going to happen here is the judge is going to look at that expense and say, break that down for me. But ultimately, is it going to be a big number? Yeah, it's going to be a big number, which is why even if you have a prenuptial agreement, if you have children and the children are accustomed to a certain lifestyle and the co-parent that you have is going to ride along with that lifestyle, they're going to share in that lifestyle.
See, here's the thing. And this is what allegedly they're saying she's doing in order to get away with it. Because they had a prenuptial agreement, she's not going to be able to get no money from outside of what they agreed for alimony. Because she got a prenuptial agreement, she's not going to get any additional monies outside of whatever it is that she signed for with regard to splitting resources or her and paying her out, right? This is the finesse. So now what she's doing is she's leveraging the kids in order to get child support. The prenuptial agreement has nothing to do with child support. That's why she's asking for so much money in child support based off of the optics of what it is that I've researched and what it is that these people are saying. She's asking for a lot of money because the prenuptial agreement don't allow for her to be able to steal it in alimony or in property, or to be able to split the resources and the stuff that he's been able to acquire as him shooting in the gym. And so what they're doing now, and this is what feminism is allowing them to do, especially over in California, is they're leveraging the children in order to extort the men. It's a new game in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. This means, follow me here. This means that you don't even have to get married in order to get finessed anymore. Child support has nothing to do with alimony or splitting your resources as a matter of fact of getting divorced. Child support is completely separate, and she's leveraging and saying, well, this is the lifestyle that the children are accustomed to. And so her lifestyle, which includes allegedly, according to the reports, the plastic surgeon and all of this other type of stuff, is based off of the idea that I can leverage the children in order to continue to extort you. And I'm not even going to leave the house that I'm supposed to leave, that I agreed to in a prenuptial agreement, until you agree to give me this $250,000 or $248,000 a month in child support. This is wild times that we live in, y'all. This is wild times that we live in. Child support. Child support. Let me show you something. I'm going to show y'all something really quickly. I want to share this with y'all. According to Business Insider, he said he had to reduce his estranged wife's credit card limit to $30,000 after he discovered she charged him for $100,000 worth of legal and accounting services via the court documents. Yo, you know what the thing that I'm confused about? Look at how frail he is. Look at how legendary this man is. This man has given us his life on film. He is supposed to be living out his golden years comfortably. And this man is getting fleeced and finessed in every way, shape, and form. He says he refuted his former partners, you know how women like to say partnerships, allegations that he canceled her credit cards after she filed for divorce. He said in a legal declaration last week that he was forced to curb the spending of his estranged wife after she racked up 6 figures worth of legal and accounting fees without his knowledge on credit cards that he pays for. Christine says, I have not maintained the status quo because I canceled one of her credit cards and because I put a large limit on the use of the credit card she uses. I agreed to maintain the status quo with respect to the children. I have done so. I have continued to pay for all of the children's expenses since Christine filed for divorce. Christine does not claim that the children's expenses have not been paid. Last month, the actor said that he contributed $65,000 towards her legal fees, but he says her lawyers never, he offered to contribute $65,000 towards her legal fees. So he got to pay for her to sue him in order for her to get child support. But he said the lawyers never responded. He said he was forced to limit her access to his credit cards after she used them to pay $45,000 for a Los Angeles lawyer, $40,000 for her Santa Barbara-based legal team. She also charged $10,000 for the services of a forensic accountant and another $10,000 for a separate forensic accountant whose services she no longer planned to use. This is crazy. She's a 49-year-old handbag designer who said in court that she was unemployed and filed for divorce. She's the one that filed for divorce for irreconcilable differences. Married for 2 decades, and she's asking for $248,000 a month in child support to maintain the children's lifestyles. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy and absolutely insane if you ask me. So, what's the moral of the story here? Fellas, we're living in a different world in a different time zone. Not only do you have to protect yourself against the women that you think that you're going to align with in a relationship, they calling you a partner, but you also need to protect yourself and preserve your seed. Dick discipline is going to be the savior of you as far as what it is that you're going to be able to preserve. You may not even want to have kids. It might not even be worth it. Let me read a couple more super chats and then we're going to get it popping. Levi Apparel is in the building. Shout out to Levi Apparel. I appreciate you. Says, Anton, don't stop. Going to tell you why seeing the type of money you rolling, bro, makes me want to roll that. I imagine if you were a person with my likeness, then I can too. Oh, if you was a person with my likeness, then I can too. Stay motivated, big dog. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. You got to remember, I went broke in like 2007, 2008 at the height of the real recession. See, this ain't nothing. I went broke and I had nothing, absolutely nothing. Had to move, had to give my cars back to the finance companies. When I was 18, 19 years old, I was making $118,000 a year. I made my first 100 ball before I turned 20. I made my first 100 ball before I turned 20, working in a plant. Went broke in 2007, 2008. Learned from it, fell forward, and was able to really, really get to the bag, in which now at 41 years old, I'm in the best space financially that I've ever been in my entire life. I make so much money, I don't have enough spaces to deploy it to. I have a tax strategist just to help me get rid of this shit. Neither here nor there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Shout out to Levi Apparel. We appreciate you. Also says, studio is built bag time. I do custom t-shirts. Shout out to Levi Apparel. We appreciate you. Thank you for holding us down. Also, shout out to Kojo Thompson. Thank you for contributing to the platform. I appreciate you. Kojo says, I'm in school right now for law. I'm thinking of becoming a divorce attorney to get that bag. Thoughts? Just joined the Chasers yesterday. Shout out to the new Bag Chasers, the new Patreon members. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Reach out to the lead attorney. I don't know anything about which type of law pays the most, but reach out to the lead attorney and then he could probably help break that down as to what type of law. Because I know he was a family court attorney, so reach out to the lead attorney. He could probably give you a little bit more insight on that. Ronnie Robinson says, good morning, Mr. Anton. Hope is all is well. Don't forget, for some states, the more you pay in child support, the more the state gets from the government with matching funds and then some. I did not know that. I've never been on child support. I never plan to be on child support. Thank you for that insight, Ronnie Robinson. I appreciate you. Cafe S. Bueno says, Ton, dog, have you considered examining Ryan Reynolds' moves that Mint Mobile sell earning an estimated $300 million? By the way, you're a monster in these YouTube streets. Thank you. I love being called a monster in these YouTube streets, but I have not examined Ryan Reynolds. I have examined it personally, and I am familiar with the whole Mint Mobile deal. Ryan Reynolds has done a lot of different deals. However, I don't think that you guys would find it interesting enough for me to actually break it down here on the Millionaire Morning Show. I would have to do that or have that conversation inside of the Discord, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So we try to mix in the entertainment with the information in order to keep you guys informed and help you not fumble the bag. Make sure that y'all enjoying y'all 4th of July. I'm very, very thankful and excited for the opportunity to even be able to kick it with y'all today. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I need you guys to do me one more favor so I can get y'all up out of here and y'all can go and enjoy the rest of y'all day with y'all family. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for rocking out here on the Millionaire Morning Show with me. Shout out to Devin Haney. Shout out to Devin Haney. God bless you guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Have a good day, y'all.